Okay, so I'm gonna quickly make another video about how to balance all the classes because some people have told me already, like you complain a lot, but how would you balance this shit? And first off, I'm not a game dev, so like it's really not my job to think about how to balance all the fucking classes. That's not what I'm not paid to do it, so yeah. But as someone who's passionate, or yeah, I guess I still am a bit passionate about the game. I'll make this, although none of it will ever happen. But here's a little bit of fanfic on how I would balance all the classes. Infiltrator, already touched on it a little bit, but basically, I would remove Stalker Cloak, definitely. And then the other cloaks, I would make them handheld tools. Like I'd add a third slot, maybe here, to make the cloak handheld. Still keep it so like you can have it out for maybe like a maximum of 20 seconds. 30 seconds is already really pushing it. Like I'd say not more than 20 seconds, just to position yourself. And then yeah, you'd get that swap time when you switch out from the cloak to your weapon and back. So that way it nicely adds a cloaking and decloaking delay. And then obviously one thing that needs to happen to all the weapons with high body damage is just be normalized to account for the fact that Nanoweave was removed almost 4 years ago now, and we still haven't balanced anything except maybe pumps. And I mean, balance is a strong word. Like I just mean they normalized the damage by 20% to account for the fact that you don't have Nanoweave anymore. But none of the other weapons, scouts, bolts, semi-shotguns, AI, max weapons, none of the other high body damage weapons, easy to use, were ever fucking fixed. And it's really annoying to see that 4 years later, that's not even on their bucket list. So yeah, I would do that, and then yeah, case by case, I tune the scouts, the semis, the bolts, so it's a bit more fair and rewards skill a bit more, because I mean, sniping in most FPS games is already pretty shitty. Like in terms of like it's for shitty players. Like it's really cancer for normal FPS players to fight against snipers, and it's pretty toxic in general to have like a one-hit kill mechanic in the game, especially paired with a fucking shitty ass network conditions that the game like PlanetSide has to offers on top of Cloak. Like it's just a recipe for disaster. So I would tune them individually. Yeah, like if it were really up to me, I would just delete the class. But yeah, at the very least, at least put Cloak in a weapon slot. Remove Stalker. I would make Recon, like I would remove this. I'd keep maybe the motion spotters, but nerf like the distance, like at least half it. And then yeah, like they could only carry maybe like two. I make the duration last a little less long, and then I would make it so that it's only visible to the person that placed it, like the Recon, or really like pushing it, make it so it's like a squad thing. So if somebody in your squad put down a Dildar, you get to see it as well, maybe with like a delay. But yeah, it's really quite cancerous, especially in groups. So I would advise maybe to keep it just for the user itself. And then yeah, with that, I mean, yeah, the class would be a bit more fair. I'm not sure it should get the one-hit kill with bolts. Like if you remember in the beginning, when Nanoweave just added just like a little bit of health. I forget how much it was, but it added enough health so like you couldn't get bolted, like one hit killed at least. And I think that was pretty good. Um, and I mean, yeah, you could still bolt people who didn't have nano leave. And since it has such high damage, like you could always headshot and then body shot or whatever. But personally, it was a bit more fun to play against. But yeah, if you want to keep the one hit kill, at least make the rest of the shit balanced and make the body shot damage worth less because it really takes no skill to land shots with these weapons. Light assault, again. It was more balanced in the beginning, and we're at the beginning. I wouldn't have much to say, but nowadays, like holy fuck, the class is really busted as fuck. Um, First off, I'd remove the rocket rifle. Either remove it completely or put it like instead of C4, you can equip a rocket rifle. Like you shouldn't be able to have C4 and the rocket. Doesn't make sense to me. Um, yeah. Second, the jump jets. Remove ambushers. Yeah. The rest, okay, fine. The nades, impulse nades, they shouldn't exist. Remove that shit. Yeah. Also, I remove any implants that really fuck with the game engine because like Sidewinder and shit. Man, the game engine doesn't handle speed very well already. And here you have a class that has access to shit like impulse nades, ambushers, even drifters, and Icarus to some extent that really fucks with the game engine's movement. Uh, and on top of that, we have Brilliant Rel, who decided to make laser fucking accurate carbines while in midair. So you've got a guy essentially abusing the broken game engine's fucking lack of ability to handle anything that moves, basically. Firing at you with pinpoint accuracy. Meanwhile, he himself is annoying as fuck to track because of the game engine, and usually they're playing with fucking 10,000 ping, warping into floors and walls and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck? So yeah, I would really make these carbines like before, where like you have a penalty for being in the air. Like you should not have shit like the fucking Tanto. Um, like what the fuck? Like if you're in the air, you should give up your ability to be accurate, just how it was before. Like that's just common fucking sense. And then on top of that, the if you're on VS and you have his retarded unstable ammo, which literally like the only downside is instead of doing 2 times headshot multiplier damage, it does 1.2 times. Holy fuck! In exchange for over 300% like bigger fucking bullets. Like, does any of this shit make sense to you? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, again, honestly, like the easiest thing would just be to revert it to like 2014. Literally, like just revert the game to before Rel. Before Rel fucked with all the gunplay, all the bullshit, lowered the skill ceiling. Like, I can't believe this even has to be said. Like, yeah. But yeah, if they remove the busted ass jetpack and nades and fix the carbines being able to fire in the air with zero fucking bloom and cone of fire and shit, like then the game would be fixed. Like the class itself would be fixed. Medic, I only have one like really main issue with the class. Well, two, I guess. That's the resnade. The resnade should be removed. Like it's stupid. No other game has any similar mechanic where like you can just revive at a distance with zero effort. Um, and then, yeah, revives in general, I'd say if you accept a revive and then you die, like after you accept a revive, there should be like a timer where you can't accept another revive. Like give it like 20, 30 seconds. where if you die within that time frame, like, sorry, no more revives for you. Like, you shouldn't be able to revive like 50 times in a row until finally like the guy runs out of bullets, and you can escape. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if they removed the resonate and they added some restrictions on revive, the medic overall would just be fine. Engineer, like the only annoying, well, two annoying things I'd say for the class. I would remove Spitfires. Shouldn't be a thing. Mines, I'm not a huge fan, but whatever. Shotguns, if they fucking balance shotguns, like, it would be alright to have one as a secondary. Like, that's not really the engineer's fault. They just have to balance shotguns. And part of it is normalizing to account for the fact that Nano Eve is removed, so shotguns got a flat 20% buff, despite the fact that Rel already buffed them a bunch of times before. So that should be removed. And then the other issue I have is with AMRs. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to one-hit kill, honestly. Like, they're such easy weapons to use. The one-hit kill with AMRs, I don't think is justified, to be honest. And it really negates like the whole downside of equipping an AMR. Like, you can bolt the people in the head with. I'm not sure if you know this, but the bullets on AMRs are larger than normal bullets, so that's why it's quite easy to get the headshot, even if it looks like you miss. So I would just remove that because there was really no need. And yeah, the class itself would be fixed. Like, fix fucking shotguns and AMRs, and remove the Spitfires, and you're good. Yeah. Heavy assault, I mean, it's probably the weakest class in the game right now. And honestly, I'd say if they fix the other fucking classes, which they never will, it would be in a decent state. The only thing I would add is maybe instead of making a Dren shield recharge 25% on a kill, I'd buff it to like 33%. So like after around 3 kills, your shield is full instead of 4. Like, I think that's fair. And then the rest, honestly, the class has been nerfed so much anyways. Like, I think it's in a more than fair state, to be honest. Max again is one thing, kind of like the infiltrator, where like you should probably just remove it from the game, or at the very least, I would rework it so it's focused only against AV and AA. So like no more anti-infantry, just make it anti-air or anti-vehicle. And literally then pretty much the only thing you would do is just remove all the anti-infantry weapons, and yeah, maybe give it a slightly more resistance to vehicles, but not even, because like it moves better than the vehicles. So yeah, literally like just remove anti-infantry weapons, and the class would be a bit better. And there you go. That's how I would balance classes.